Hello everyone and welcome to the Trade Ideas Live Trading Room recap for Friday, November the 13th, Friday the 13th. My name is Barry Anderson, moderator of your trading room. Any questions you may have for me, you can use this email address. Link to the free room, 100% free. You do not have to be a member of Trade Ideas to be in our free room. Room is open between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. Eastern Time, Mondays to Fridays. And in the email, and I share my screen and I'm live on the mic. And in the email you're getting, you will see a link to my homepage. My homepage has a lot of good information on it, including how to take out a subscription with a promo code, has a link to the trade of the week, which gets sent out to you before every Monday morning, about maybe 30 to 45 minutes before the market opens. Also a lot of educational videos and information there. And also to sign up for all the webinars. We're in the middle of this test drive, so it continues next week, so there'll be no webinars next week either. So, well, kind of an interesting pre-market for me. I want to show you a couple of things, then I want to talk about the re-entry use that I think everybody should have for the AI. But first, let's talk about KNDI. So if you were in the room yesterday, there is LI. So if you're unfamiliar with LI, XPEV, XPEV, and NIO, NIO, the big three of the China electric vehicles, okay? I mean, there are some other ones, including KNDI, but those are the big three, and they had just sensational days yesterday. I mean, let's take a look at this on a weekly chart. Look at this. I mean, a couple of weeks ago, this was just a $20 stock. It got up to 41. You know what I want to do? Just want to back this out a bit so I make sure that I don't overlap them. There we go. And this was actually an alert from the AI yesterday, 29.25. So, I mean, if you had held this, there's an after hours, and look at this move way up to 41 in the pre-market. This is all pre-market, okay. Now, market got soft on these. Now, it may be Citron. If you don't know who Citron is, they're a big short seller, and normally all they do is short stocks, okay? And they put out big exposés, big reports on them. But they actually reversed the course on NIO, I think when it was about a $7 stock, okay? And they ran, and NIO, what a story. I mean, a $7 stock. No, you can't even see it on the weekly chart. And today it got up to 54. This was a few months ago, of course. Today they reversed course. They said, you know what? Enough is enough. And so they put out their report on NIO suggesting that with a $25 price target. Now, they may or may not be right, but that's neither here nor there. That probably, for today only, kind of sunk NIO along with LI and XPEV. Okay, I think they all look the same, don't they, when Citron put out that report. So why KNDI? So KNDI is another China EV, electric vehicle, and if I look at the daily chart, this has lagged the other ones a lot. I mean, look, it's only, even up here it was only a $10 stock. It actually has a lower float, and that's like 39 million float. The rest of them, I think NIO is over $1 billion, and the other ones are definitely more than 39 million. But, I'm not trying to completely compare KNDI to those. Those other three were IPOs with lots of big names behind them. So, I'm not trying to suggest that KNDI is in the same ballpark, really. But what happened here, I think on this day here, this is just last week, is that the FDA approved KNDI for use in the United States in terms of emissions, I guess, or anyway, they got their approval. And this looked really wonderful. I thought this was really going to, and I was talking about KNDI last week probably every day. And then earnings came. Now, I always say never hold through earnings, and this is why. That was had an earnings release, and that was that day. This is, I guess, Tuesday, right? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Yeah, so that's Tuesday. Continued down. And then yesterday, it looked like, okay, it's going to follow those other China EVs. And so that's why at the end of the day yesterday, almost at the end of the day yesterday, I decided to take it right there. And I was going to hold it overnight. And that's what I did. 689 I got in and was rewarded this morning with this nice little lift. It got up to 760 and then it started to fall and I got out of the trade completely. Very happy with myself at 757. Very happy as I was doing this and this, and look what it did afterwards. I was not in the trade anymore, but I think, you know, this just, and I think the other ones were kind of falling at this point, but now this one is I don't know what's going to happen with this. I still have kind of high hopes for it down the road because, you know, it's a cheaper EV. I think it's $17,000, and somebody was saying there's a $7,000 rebate. And I'm not trying to pump this. All I'm saying, these were the reasons why I was interested in it. And so we'll just have to see going forward. I mean, it got stuck right at 10 last week. I mean, it literally right to the penny. So we'll see if next week it resurfaces and maybe takes out 10. I may have another look at it. So that was the candy trade. And now I want to talk a little bit about BIOC. Let me bring this back into the other monitor. There, just a minute. I want to move this over, make sure I don't have an overlap. Okay. So, first of all, the AI had a really nice short here. Unfortunately, I did not take this one. 878 on the short. And of interest, this did Sava did a financing at $8, and it had a nice lift off it. And then the AI came in and said, "Why don't you short this at 878?" Got all the way down to 816 or so, and you know it's still a valid play. It really is still a valid play. And I would caution you because $8 is the financing level, so that might hold it. But really, what I really want to take a look at is BIOC. And BIOC, there was the short. Okay, and notice what happened. It started to work. I mean, the short was at 494. Started to work not too badly. Got down to 483, and then all of a sudden, look at this candle, boom, and it hit the stop. Okay, so notice I got this reentry price and reentry time columns. The reentry price is automatically calculated when we get the alert. Because all it is, remember, every alert, you have an entry price and you have a stop. And so this is just halfway between. So halfway between 494 and 520 is 507. All right. And you will get a reentry alert. Notice that the rest of these columns, other than these two, are blank. Because at no point during the day has any one of these actually hit the stop price and then come back to that reentry. So that's why we get an alert though for BIOC at 507 and then look what it did. It hit 507 and look what it's done since then, 457. Now I wanted this one and unfortunately I just couldn't get it. It was the uptick rule and I didn't want to chase it. You know, the uptick rule, if the stock is down more than 10%, then you just can't go, you will usually not get a fill if you just go in right at the bid. Which typically if you want to short something, you just go in at the bid and you'll get a fill, as long as your broker has shorts available. But with the uptick rule in effect, with the stock down more than 10%, you have to get some action at the ask and then back to the bid before you can get a fill. And the problem with that is that you may be in a big queue of other people wanting to get a fill. So unfortunately, I just couldn't get the darn fill because I really, really wanted this one. I was trying to get the fill right underneath 5. And it would have been wonderful. I mean, you know, I think I was trying to get at 497 and down to 458. On a percentage basis, that is just great. But I couldn't get it. But, you know, I just want to draw your attention to the fact that if you're not using this, if you don't have this, then, you know, I really think you're doing yourself a disservice. Now, do they all work? No. Here's a re-entry, 5185 to go along again. It didn't get stopped out in terms of a reason for exit. Where are we now? Right here, there's the DKS. But after it exited, then it did hit 51.53, came back up to 51.85, but it's moving down now. Again, there's the last price. So, I mean, do they all work? No. But you're really, I think you should have these two columns. You just have to add them, right click, columns, and this is an alphabetical order, just go down to the R's, and there they are. And don't get too many a day, because not often do these stocks actually hit the stop price and then come back, okay, to these prices. So you may only get some days you may not get any, but you might get 2 or 3 or 4 a day. And certainly if you'd taken that one, it would have been awesome. So I do want to get back into the room, see if there's going to be any more action left in the day. So I want to close down that chart, bring back the capture program. So if you have any questions for me, again, you can use that email address. I hope everybody has a great weekend, and I'll open the room 9 o'clock Eastern Time Monday morning. Bye-bye.